Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and this weekend or yesterday I had to go and do the travel ball thing, and so boy was it hot out there. And they had like a walking trail in the outfield of the game, and so I was actually walking in the outfield back and forth while the game was going on in the hot sun, because I've been trying to walk more, and it was double hot out there doing that. And so my wife finally came and relieved me after the first game, and then she watched the second game and the third game, and I brought my young son home, and my older son was in a travel ball tournament. But they ended up winning the tournament, and my son was very excited. So, and he won him a little, they win like these little rings. But anyway, that's how my Sunday went. Now, a lot of good stuff that came through this morning. The first thing that I've got is from Mr. B at XRP Mr. Now, if you don't follow him, he's followed by a lot of people in the XRP community for a reason. He puts out a lot of good tweets. I've gotten to know Mr. B. He's a very nice guy on top of that, and he's a genuine guy. And that is what I like more than anything. I don't care how smart you are. Well, Mr. B is very smart, but I don't care how smart you are. I don't care who you are. What I like is I like to surround myself by people who are real and genuine, because those are the people that you can count on. And so, Mr. B is one of those types of people. And I've told you before, Brad Combs is the same kind of guy. If you don't follow Brad Combs, he's Investment Perspectives on Twitter. And Brad Combs has also got a YouTube channel where he does 2 live streams a day. And you can check him out there. Go subscribe to him on YouTube. But I've gotten to know these two guys pretty well, and good people. All right, well, Mr. B sent me this. Now, before any of you freak out, I want to give you my disclaimer. I am not reading this to you to say to you that XRP you're going to wake up one morning and XRP is going to be $270. That is not what I'm saying. What I am showing you this for is because I've also been following the Joker at Kia Crypto for a while. He's the only guy that does the charting, and he's an actual trader and has a trading bot that he refers to as Joker. He's the only guy who more than once, 2 or 3 times, has been dead on in his predictions. And he makes his predictions based on what the way I understand it, he has a trading bot and literally has alarms that go off that give him indicators as to what based on patterns or whatever, what could happen, should happen in the future based on what's happened in the past. That's the way I understand it. But he put this tweet out today. Technically speaking, XRP is making a massive bullish divergence. What would you do if you wake up one day and you see XRP is trading at $270 levels? This sleeping giant is waiting for the regulatory green light. This last line is the real reason I wanted to show you this. This sleeping giant is waiting for the regulatory green light. And what I propose to you is this. At some point, we're going to get the regulatory clarity that we need on XRP. And the way I look at all of this, what do you think happens if the SEC came out one day, or the lawsuit was settled or favorably settled, whatever, and it was then established that XRP is not a security? What do you think would happen to the price? I think a lot would happen. But another question would be, okay, what if they did call it a security? Well, this is a global thing now. SBI can do whatever they want, and they've said what they want to do with XRP. And that's what I've said all along. The SEC in the United States would be complete fools to try and call something a security that is going to be conquering the world and helping other countries of the world to improve their payment systems and their money flows. There is no way on God's green earth that the United States is going to be stupid about that. And every indication for anybody who's been paying attention is that they, behind the scenes, have accepted that XRP is the one. I mean, I can't show you, I can only show you this stuff so many times. Okay, moving along from that. So even if it's not $270 levels, at some point, things are going to go off like a rocket ship. And because all of the foundation has been laid, for anybody that's really paying attention, and in a minute I'm going to show you a David Schwartz tweet that summarizes it better than I could. Jaquito McPhee, at Jaquito McPhee, sent me a few things, as he does. This is the first thing from David Schwartz, and then I've also got a tweet. From Cryptomaniac 101, regulation is no longer that important. Here's what role MoneyGram will soon fill. Banks don't have to be direct XRapid partners, but they can leverage this tech through third-party payments provider. And so this, we've talked about this topic on this show before. This is the end around. This is how a bank who is under certain regulations that, and if they were not allowed to own or to keep digital assets, this is the way that they could, he explains how that bank could use XRP, and basically the XRP would be held by MoneyGram, and he shows you how that would work, and it's kind of like an end around those banks that are under a regulatory climate that's uncertain. And so it is a great illustration of just how smart these guys at Ripple are. They've figured it out. Okay, now you need to see this. As usual, David Schwartz hits a grand slam and explains the obvious to people who probably don't want to see it. I think they do see it, and it's scary. I think XRP terrifies all these Bitcoin people, and that's why they write this kind of stuff that's so stupid. This is from XRP Bag Holder, which is probably a created account. I don't even recognize it. It's probably created to pretend to be an XRP person. All Ripple is doing is dumping billions. If your tech is so good, why the price does not reflect that? MoneyGram has doubled, and the investors who believed in you and supported you are losing money. There is an instant path to wealth for Ripple, but not for investors. Pathetic. David Schwartz comes in and he says, have you actually looked at the tech? Seriously, do you understand how XRPL's consensus process works? Do you know what Interledger does? Have you looked at what we're building? We're going to keep building great things. That's what we're going to focus on. And all this, folks, is code. He can't come out and say what he thinks XRP's price and all that's going to do. But they're literally changing the world while morons like this are saying stupid stuff, and they don't understand the big picture, and they're not, and I really don't think they don't understand. I think they do understand it. I think that they are Bitcoin people pretending to be XRP people who are terrified of what they know XRP represents. In fact, okay, let's move along. I want to give a congratulations on this. This was from Cointelegraph, top people in blockchain. And we had one of the people in the XRP community is on here. Let's see if I can find it. It's got the Winklevoss. Tiffany Hayden made the list of the top people in blockchain. And so she's on the list with a lot of really important people. If you look, Patrick Byrne, the CEO of Overstock, Tyler Winklevoss, and a lot of big time people. Brad Garlinghouse is on there. Tim Draper, don't know that guy. Let's see. There was a couple. Jimmy Song I recognized. Michael Novogratz is on there. Well, I'll give you one more. Let's see. Gavin Andreessen. So Tiffany Hayden made the list, so congratulations to her. Next, XRP Crypto Wolf. LG is preparing to launch blockchain smartphones. The company is likely responding to Samsung's innovation initiative on the Samsung Galaxy S10. LG has already completed the market research of blockchain companies and decentralized apps. And so these smartphone manufacturers, like I said with Wall Street firms, they're all coming in, folks. All of them. Not some. All. Okay. Let's look at this. This is from Michael at VAL5 Links. Now, according to a senior analyst at Bloomberg Intelligence, the price of Bitcoin is beginning to prove their case. In a new note to clients, Mike McGlone says Bitcoin is maturing into a viable alternative to the precious metals. Now, remember, this is from Bloomberg, folks, and I want to show you this. It says down here, this is what I want to show you. This is the guy talking right here. Bitcoin is maturing into a digital store of value akin to gold, Bloomberg Intelligence analyst Mike McGlone wrote in a note this week. Layers of price support, increasing institutional interest, and macroeconomic conditions similar to those aiding gold should keep Bitcoin's price buoyant. Now, this is the same publication, Bloomberg, who back in 2018 was writing these kinds of articles. And during 2018, I was telling you these people were full of crap and that this was all an agenda. Back then, they were saying, yep, Bitcoin was a bubble and it popped. Millennials, like generations before them, just got a painful lesson about speculation. Actually, the lesson that they should get is that all of these major financial media outlets are controlled by Wall Street, because this is how it's been done for years, folks. These people are controlled. There are phones being picked up when people want things to be done. That's how this game works. And that's the lesson. It's not a lesson in investing 101 like they say. What is next to be tokenized? Liechtenstein Crypto Assets Exchange, LCX, is tokenizing a $25 million movie fund together with renowned Hollywood actor Dr. Wesley Snipes. The news was reported by Cointelegraph, whatever that says, Deutsch, on September 9th. Now this, I told you guys maybe yesterday, I believe that the tokenization of assets, and in my case, I'm really interested in the tokenization of real estate, but the tokenization of all sorts of assets that have never been able to be invested in the way that we will be able to now, it's now happening. This is just one example. This is Wesley Snipes, who has now apparently become a doctor, so he wants you to refer to him as Dr. Snipes. But he has now in essence, what you're able to do is you're able to invest in this actor. So now, if you like Wesley Snipes and you believe in his ability to bring money into the box office, you will now be able to invest in that one particular actor. Now think about how that is going to change the world. And let me read this part to you here. It says, according to the report, the partners aim to launch a fully compliant security token offering STO via LCX's Liechtenstein-based platform and blockchain infrastructure. The tokenized $25 million Daywalker movie fund will invest in future movies and TV shows produced by Dr. Snipes and his production studio, Mondi House. Launching an STO will reportedly lower the entry barriers for both institutional and retail investors, enabling movie fans to invest alongside established Hollywood producers. Right now, and I'll tell you all this, right now I am looking into the tokenization of assets. I'm beginning to study a lot of the companies that are going to be doing this, because I think that this is going to change the world more than just about anything. On the front end, I am an XRP investor. XRP is the one. Okay, it's the greatest digital asset ever created, and I think it's going to completely change the world. But as an investor, the way that smart investors invest is they're looking 10 steps down the road, okay, while everybody else has their eye on this ball. I believe XRP is a done deal. I've told you the cake is baked, I believe. I believe we're just waiting on some regulations and some things to be ironed out. That's what I believe. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going and I'm not looking down the road at what's coming and trying to decide what my next play is going to be. And you should be thinking that way too. One of those I've told you is Hedera Hashgraph, and the other is tokenization of assets. Real estate is the one that interests me the most, and I'm going to begin studying that a lot. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that the tokenization of assets of all kinds, whether it's art or a movie star or the movies he's going to produce, or a piece of real estate or fine art or classic cars, that's what's coming. And it is going to be huge. Thank you for listening.